This cigar is very dear to me. It's the cigar that started my passion. But unfortunately, this is the second time I'm having to record this review. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Daily Cigar. I am Lizardo Vivas and today's cigar review is of the Hoyo De Monterrey Epicure No.2. Stay tuned for an in-depth review of this cigar, a little bit of history about the brand, also why I'm having to record this video for the second time. But first, let's watch a little product video. I hope you liked that little video, and yes, today we're talking about the Hoyo De Monterrey Epicure No.2, a cigar that is very dear to me, and I think it is very dear to many other cigar aficionados. I mean, if you didn't have a dad or a grandfather or a friend who smoked cigars, you probably started cigars with an Hoyo De Monterrey Epicure No.2. It is a highly recommended cigar because of its creaminess, smoothness, the correct size, and also is a medium body cigar. It's a Cuban and a lot of people love it, and I think that's why it's so recommended. I started with this. It's a cigar that involved me so much, made me enjoy so much that I basically started my passion for cigars with this cigar. I smoked 2 of these and from there I just went wild, tried Cubans, not Cubans, and I've been smoking now for 4 years. So it is very close to me thanks to this cigar, thanks to the experience of this cigar. I got involved in this and I've been enjoying it for so long. Anyway, let's talk about the cigar. So this Epicure No.2 is a Robusto, 124 millimeters long and a 50 ring gauge. It bears 2 bands. On the top one you have the Hoyo De Monterrey Habana band, which is a beautiful white band with red and gold. I think it looks very nice. When you turn it around, it says Habana to one side and it says Cuba to the other side. And on the second band below, it says Epicure No.2. Again, white background, red letters with gold designs around it. I think it looks very nice, but this is something that Habanos introduced afterwards. This cigar used to be shipped without any bands, so now it has some bands and I think it looks beautiful. I think it represents the brand very well, and also mostly those flavor profiles just with the band. It has a nice light brown wrapper. On this one that I have here, there's some little veins to one side and I think they're a bit too thick, but overall it looks alright. It feels quite good. There's no gaps, there's no holes or anything. I think it might burn well. Now, the reason why I'm having to record this video again is because on my first video I had a really horrible experience with one of these. As I mentioned, this is a cigar that I started with and I was lucky that the first 2 that I smoked were great, and I've smoked a lot. I have here a cabinet of 25 and I've smoked a few of them. I really enjoy them. They're really creamy, they're really nice. A cigar that I share with friends who are starting with cigars, or a cigar that you smoke. So I smoked a few of them, but unfortunately, not just with this, I've been having this problem with a lot of Cuban cigars. They sometimes don't burn too well. I had a lot of problem with this one when I did my first video, and I'm having to record it again because it wasn't good enough to be able to edit and to make it worthwhile watching. Anyway, let's hope this one gives me a good experience so I can review it properly. On the cold appearances, the wrapper has a nice tobacco smell. The foot, it has some notes of roasted nuts. I'm gonna give this cigar a straight cut and then we're gonna light it up. So it has a very nice draw. I am picking up some of that pepper on my tongue and a little bit of cedar toward the roof of my mouth. On the lips, the nice tobacco taste. Overall, it seems like it's gonna be a nice cigar. I do pick up some of those roasted nuts that I was picking up earlier. Maybe something like roasted almond. Anyway, let's light it up and see how it goes. Take your time when you light up the cigar. It will really help the experience. This is what makes this cigar so special. So creamy. I am picking up some of that black pepper on the back of my mouth. Some floral notes. And a lot of creaminess. Really nice cigar. This is the experience that I remember. Let's see how it's gonna burn. Hopefully the wrapper is not gonna cause no problems, but I'm really looking forward to this cigar. Every time I smoke it, I do. So while I enjoy this first third, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the brand. Hoyo De Monterrey owes its origins to the town of San Juan y Martínez, which lies at the heart of Vuelta Abajo tobacco zone. In the Hoyo De Monterrey plantation, one of the great Vegas, the Primera, can be reached through a gate of the town's main square, inscribed Hoyo De Monterrey. Jose Herner, 1860. Hoyo in Spanish means hole. In this case, it describes the low-lying position of the plantation on the fertile banks of the San Juan y Martínez River. Jose Herner, a Spanish man from Tarragona, first used the name of his Vega on a Habanos brand in 1865, which means that the brand was created by a Spaniard who moved to Cuba and then created the brand of Hoyo de Monterrey. This is true for Hoyo de Monterrey and many of the other brands of Cubans. I will be reviewing some of them and I will let you know which ones are from Spanish descendants of Spanish owners. Now that I'm halfway through the first third, the cigar has corrected itself, which I'm very happy about, and it's burning very nice. Again, we're having a bluish smoke coming from the front and a white creamy from the back. It feels very nice when you take a draw. It feels really nice on your mouth. It gives you a nice clean taste as well when all the smoke leaves your mouth. It's burning very nice. It's reminding me of my first experience. I don't know if it's just me, but does it happen to you guys when you smoke a cigar? Does it take you to certain occasions, certain time of your life when you were smoking a certain type of cigar? This cigar does it for me. It's developing quite nice. I get a little bit of pepper on the middle of my tongue. The cedar has disappeared. A little bit of leather is coming up as well, but let's see how it develops as it warms up and as it carries on through its different thirds. This is a great example of a Cuban cigar. It's burning very nice. It's looking really good. So I'm quite happy that I'm doing the second review and I didn't post the first video. Beautiful smoke. Very creamy, leaving my mouth very clean, very creamy at the same time. You can feel the leather on your tongue, so that's the note of leather. You feel it on your tongue a bit, then you get a little bit of hints of cedar, a very floral aroma, and it's burning very well, which I'm very happy. It is a problem, you know, not just me, a lot of people are complaining about Cuban cigars, they're getting problems with it. But this one is burning very nice and is a great experience. And now I'm gonna pair it with some whiskey. I got here some Japanese whiskey, Nika whiskey from the Baron. So I'm gonna pair it with this, which is also a very smooth, very nice whiskey, and I'm gonna see if it changes anything, if it develops or anything else. This is some nice whiskey. the little cap, because I poured it earlier, so I like to keep the cap on so the alcohol doesn't evaporate and it keeps the flavor inside. Beautiful whiskey. Now let's give it a try with the cigar. See how it's gonna pair. Okay, wow. So now it feels more creamy in your mouth. It's a good pairing. It's not overpowering the cigar, which is something important. Whenever you pair a cigar with the whiskey, you have to make sure, or with anything else, you have to make sure that it doesn't overpower the cigar. Because this is a medium cigar, you have to pair with something that is quite smooth, not very strong, not with strong notes. This Japanese whiskey is like that. It's very nice, very calm, very clean. So it's a good pairing, and I think it's gonna be very nice towards the end. So on the retrohale, I pick up a lot of those floral notes, and as you can see, the ash just dropped. It has given me a nice cherry, a nice cone to it, which means that this cigar is rolled properly. I am getting some little sticky bits coming out, and I think that's probably from the wrapper, but you know, those little ashes, they will fall off, and it's still burning very linear. The whiskey is a nice pairing. It cleaned the palate, and now I'm picking up more of those floral notes and the fruity notes. I am well into my second third, and this Nika whiskey is helping me pick up some mineral notes. On the retrohale, I pick up a lot of those floral notes, but on the actual smoke, I'm picking up some mineral notes. Quite nice. Something like lead, for example. Pairing it with the Nika whiskey is a good option. I smoke it a lot with coffee. Again, something like an Americano, not an espresso. Something light, something fruity. With coffee, especially from Brazil, it helps me pick up a lot of the fruity note. The pairing is quite good with the Nika whiskey, because when you smoke the cigar and then you drink the whiskey, it almost brings out those honey notes on the whiskey, and then when you smoke the cigar, it brings out those lead and floral notes on the cigar. So I like that balance. I like that whenever you drink one or smoke the other one, it changes the experience for you, and it's quite impressive. I'll advise you to try it. Definitely a lot of floral on the retrohale. The second half has eliminated all those cedar notes. The leather is nearly gone, and a lot of floral. The mineral notes, they come and go, but it's developing quite nice, and it's still very mild, and it's still very medium and very easy to smoke and creamy. I like that. It's creamy. The ash looks very nice. It's burning with a bluish white smoke at the front, very creamy towards the back, white creamy smoke at the back, and it looks very nice. It is a cigar that if you're new to smoking, I will say you have to try this cigar if you can. If you're in the US, I think it's a bit difficult, but if you are outside the US, this cigar is a must. We're reaching now the second band, so I'm going to start removing the bands, because we're now towards more or less the end of the second third. I'm going to remove the bands, and I'm going to smoke a little bit more, and I'm going to see how it develops, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. So these bands are coming up nicely. That's it. First band out, then the second band, same thing. It's pretty loose now that it's warmed up. Maybe just leave this one for a bit longer. I think it will rip the cigar if I pull it all the way out. So I'm well into the second third now, almost coming to an end. And I've been getting some of those mineral notes, some of the floral notes, and it's starting to pick up some of those roasted nuts. I think it's something like almond, roasted almond. That's what it tastes like. That's what the note that I pick up. But it's burning very well. I'm very happy, really enjoying this. I'm gonna carry on smoking this, and I'm gonna tell you that, you know, it is a great cigar. Forget what I said about having issues with it, if you have a good example of it, and if it burns well and if it goes well, you're gonna have a great experience. The Epicure No.2 is a lovely cigar. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends, leave me a comment. What do you think of the Hoyo De Monterrey Epicure No.2? I'm gonna carry on with this. I'm gonna enjoy the last little bit on my own. Thank you for watching, and remember, cigar smoking is not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. Enjoy.